This is the Beyond the Box dumbbell workout. Before you get into the workout, check out the Instagram post for the warm-up. Want to make sure you're getting ready for the workout by increasing your heart rate and increasing your body temperature, and you're starting to swell a little bit before you get into it. For the strength portion today, we're going to be developing strength in the dumbbell push press. Ideally, we'd like to be finding a heavy 3 reps today, but if you don't have a whole lot of weight available to you, then let's look at really working on solidifying the technique today. And you can also look at adding time under tension if you want to increase the intensity that way and you don't have the weights. So the dumbbell push press, we start with the dumbbells on our shoulders. We're going to dip at the knees and drive, so stand up. That dip and drive is going to drive the weight off our shoulders. And then once the weight's about eye level, we're going to initiate our press and press through and lock through overhead. Want to make sure that when we're doing this that we are engaging through our core. So rotate your pelvis, rotate your ribcage down, and stay nice and tight across your abs to engage your entire core from lower body and up to the ribcage. Want to make sure we have our shoulders stacked over hips, stacked over our feet. So weight starts on the floor, get it to your shoulders, get nice and tight, stay braced. And I'm going to dip my knees and then drive, press, lock out overhead. As the weight comes down to my shoulders, I'm going to dip and bend to catch the weight, which sets me up for my next rep. Once I'm done my strength portion, then I can move into the Metcon. The Metcon, we have 3 6-minute intervals. This workout will take 18 minutes long. It will take 18 minutes. In each 6-minute interval, you have to complete 4 times 30 reverse burpees, 10 strict dumbbell presses, 20 dumbbell weighted sit-ups, and 30 push-ups. Track each interval. The first interval is an important one because that is going to be your score to maintain or to beat over the next 2 intervals. Let's take a look at the movements. So the reverse burpee. From a standing position, I'm going to crouch down. I'm going to squat down, roll onto my back, and then come back to back to my feet and get back to a standing position for 1 complete rep. So 1 rep is going to look like this. And that would be 2. If I need to scale this, then I can actually lean as I'm on the ground. I can push myself off the floor or get myself to a crouch position and then stand up. Basically, I just want to make sure that we're still going from a standing to laying on our back to standing. So if that has to look like something like this, and then I kind of turn and push off and then stand back up out of that, and then I would use the other side on the way on my next rep. You can do that too. So a couple things ways we can do that. For the strict press, the RX weight is 50 pounds. That same weight will be used for the weighted sit-ups, 50 pounds for the men and 35 pounds for the ladies for both the strict push-up, strict presses and the weighted sit-ups. So now we're back to no legs involved in this press. So nice and tight, press off the shoulders, lock overhead, back down to the shoulders for those strict presses. When you go to the weighted sit-up, a couple ways that you can do this. You can hold the weight at your chest and sit up through there. You can hold it here, cross your arms. If you want to, you could also do this as a sit under. So you're holding the weight overhead and you're sitting underneath of it as you sit up. You can do a single arm sit under if you really want the challenge. A couple ways you can use that weight for the sit unders or sit ups, and then 30 push-ups. When you do your push-ups, want to make sure that our elbows aren't too wide, they're not too close, they're nice at a 45-degree angle, hands are about shoulder width apart, your hands are about outside the shoulders. And when you go into your push-up, from the very top, maintain your brace position. And as you go down, try not to let your legs touch the ground. And back up. Want to make sure it's our chest leading the movement, not our lower body. A lot of times people might dip at the hips, which would cause their legs to touch first, and they kind of end up getting a little bit of a worm out of it. So keep the hips high and lead with the chest. So you'll do that in 6 minutes. You'll go through that one time. With the time remaining, you have that as your rest before you go into the next interval. Track your time for completion of each round, and then you can compare across those 3 sets how well you did. Get after it and have fun.